This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be responding to another subscriber, Creative Network by Wendell Leon, do Patrick Mahomes. We've been getting a lot of requests for Patrick Mahomes lately, so we'll go ahead and get that done. And yes, E. Kevin, you're going to the Psychiatric Award, man. You're going. You know, every time we drop a video, we send somebody there. Get your straight jacket ready. But let's get into this. So Patrick Mahomes, the monkeys over at Personnel Database. We don't think highly of those guys. Has Patrick Mahomes as an ESFP. Okay, we're going to use Linda Barrens metrics, temperament and interaction style combined with cognitive functions, and we will figure out his actual type. Yes, we are still doing limited free typing sessions by us. All you have to do is join the Facebook group and message our moderator Cody with your availability, and we'll get that done. We're working on getting everything easy and access for you guys on calendar, so you guys can just click on the link or something and then book it that way. We're working on that, but in the future we will be stopping to do those, so get those while you can, because I do need to work on individual personality breakdowns, as in the type as a whole. And we have the Mega Live this Friday, 4 p.m. Drop a link in the group today, tomorrow. And what will happen is we'll talk about the goals that we accomplished last month and the goals that we accomplished, or the goals that we want to accomplish the following month. This is for each member to get on and have their own time to shine. We hope to beat our record of 12 members on at one time and stress out our moderator, intj Jordan. That's one of the goals for me. Let's beat 12 people on at one time. That'd be great. People like Leon's going to be there. He's another MBTI creator. Guitaro 5000 is going to be there. He has 800K subscribers. So come on out and support the team, and let's build a community here. But so let's get into the metrics here. These are the metrics here: initiating versus responding. So does the person generally like to initiate or respond? Initiating is more of they like to change the topic. They're okay with leading the conversation. They are they don't like to reflect. They kind of like speak first and then reflect. Responding is going to reflect and then speak. They like other people to keep them in the loop. They're not comfortable initiating conversation. They're okay with awkward silence. Initiating people are not. Okay, you got direct versus informative. Direct is specific, concise, and to the point. Informative is wordy, descriptive, beats around the bush. Informative people tend to not like to tell people what to do. Direct people generally like to tell people what to do. You'll find direct people tend to take more leadership positions than informative people. But you will see a lot of INTP CEOs. You got abstract versus concrete. Are they talking about the possibilities, what will happen, what could happen? Are they talking about philosophies? Are they talking about metaphors? Are they talking about figurative expressions? Concrete, are they talking about what has happened in the past, what is real, experiences, just pretty much staying dry. Then you got pragmatic versus affiliative. Pragmatic is about like self-determination, utilitarian mindset, autonomy, all about individualistic type approach. They're gonna be rebellious. They're gonna be contrarians. They're gonna cause some trouble sometimes. They're gonna break rules. Affiliative people is all about the community. It's about doing what's right. It's about cooperation. It's about harmony, group values, everything like that. You got systematic versus interest. So systematic is about implementing structures, procedures, methods. Gonna be talking about regulation, laws, that type of thing. Interest is gonna be based case to case. So they handle everything differently based off the case. They don't have a desired system how they handle things. They're gonna be looking at people's interests, what's in it for them. They're gonna be haggling. They're gonna be bartering. They're gonna have an agenda. So that's what you're gonna see with them. Then you got outcome versus progression. Are they all about the destination, or are they all about the journey? Progression is all about the journey. Outcome is all about control of things. Progression is a little bit more chaotic. One thing you can notice is that like progression people tend to talk a little bit faster. Outcome people generally will talk a little slower. But it's all about getting the desired outcome. They're all about the end product and not about the process of things. Progression people are about the process. They want to understand the process. They don't care too much about the end product as much as the journey. And then you got TEFI and TIFE. TE is all about outside sources. FI is all about what's important to you. TI is all about logical frameworks and applying logical frameworks to other things. FE is about value, other people's values, basically taking on other people's problems. That's a FE thing. That's going to be all inclusive with that. Knowing how people feel, stuff like that. Then you got SE. SE is all about manipulating the environment. It's going to be talking about what other people are doing all the time when they talk. NI is all about knowing what will happen, what is most likely to happen. It's future focus. Okay, so like for instance, when we typed Amir, and Amir was able to make an NI prediction, and then I was able to come right above him and make NI prediction right after that, which we agreed on was probably more likely to happen. And then SI is all about the past. It's about what has happened. It's about internal sensations. They like to be comfortable. And then NE is all about the possibilities. It sees the collective as a whole. As in NI is seeing the best path forward, NE is seeing it all. Okay, seeing it all. So yeah, so they have them as an ESFP. Checking the chart. ESFPs are they are informative, they are initiating, they are progression, they are pragmatic, they are SENI, and they're FITE. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's see if he's an ESFP. That would be interesting. I don't know if you could be a quarterback and be an ESFP. That's kind of like a structured job there.
Is this thing on? Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. Can I get
And please subscribe and comment a celebrity you want typed, and we'll try to get to that.
number 15? All right, Patrick. Well, we have you in the press conference room, but it's all just for you. I feel like since there's a mic there, we should kind of walk through the Mahomes mic drop moments.
Yep,
okay.
Let's do it.
I want to start with 2017 with the 10th pick in the NFL draft. The Kansas City Chiefs select Patrick Mahomes, and it seems like forever ago, but at the same time, this is where you are now with the opportunity to play for the Chiefs. You've won a Super Bowl, but that moment has to live on in infamy for you.
It was a cool moment because at that time, I still didn't know if I was even going to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
I came out, was supposed to be like a third, second-round draft pick, and just worked my tail off to try to do whatever I can to put myself in position to go to a great football team. And luckily enough.
All right, so what I'm seeing here is that he's saying the right stuff. Okay, it's coming off very affiliative. He's saying the right stuff. Let's go back. I got interrupted from a call.
First-round draft pick.
Yeah.
I came out, was supposed to be like a third, second-round draft pick, and just worked my tail off to try to do whatever I can to put myself in position to go to a great football team. And luckily enough for me, it was the Kansas City Chiefs. And usually when you get drafted in the top 10, you don't get to go to a great organization.
Great organization. Okay, so it's coming off of Philip, and it's coming off progression because he's pretty much on a journey here. Go back on that. Just make sure.
Opportunity to play for the Chiefs. You've won a Super Bowl, but that moment has to live on in infamy for you.
It was a cool moment because at that time, I still didn't know if I was even going to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
I came out, was supposed to be like a third, second-round draft pick, and just worked my tail off to
work my tail off, kind of like a journey.
Try to do whatever I can to put myself in position to go to a great football team. And luckily enough for me, it was the Kansas City Chiefs. And usually when you get drafted in the top 10, you don't get to go to a great organization because they usually haven't had great seasons. But I got to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they were already a playoff team.
He's talking really fast. I'm going to say progression again. People who talk really fast usually be progression. Direct people tend to talk a little bit slower.
And the rest is history.
Not direct.
Okay, I feel like
outcome people tend to talk a little bit slower. And he's coming off direct too.
the next mic drop moment has to be when you win the MVP. Like in your wildest dreams, when you go back to high school or middle school, or when you first started dreaming of the NFL, was that something you saw happening?
No, not at all. I mean, for me, I never even thought about playing in the NFL until after my junior year of college. I still was like, hey, like, let's play football, but we're still going to play baseball at the end of the day. And so...
See, I had no general outcome. I'm just moving. I'm on a journey. There you go. You're on the journey, Patrick Mahomes.
To get in the NFL, I sat for that whole year, that first year, and then get in there. And I was throwing touchdowns and stuff was going well. I look back at it now and I'm like, man, just the stuff that I was doing and I didn't even know anything, and I was still going out there and making some plays happen. It's cool.
I look back and yeah, that's journey. That's journey. Okay, Patrick Mahomes, one more point for progression, and you're out of here for progression.
Cool, and something that I'll be able to have forever.
How much of that, man, I still don't know what I was doing, you know what I mean, like that almost a rookie mindset, like you don't know what you don't know, do you still possess today?
I think there is still some that I gotta keep learning. I've definitely really kind of evolved and gotten better and better at learning what defenses are trying to do to
better and better and evolve. That's progression again. Okay, this guy's progression. Okay, because progression is all about like continuation of improvement. Just keep going. So let's go ahead and mark them down for progression here. Ease progression. So what that does is that eliminates 8 types for us. The progression types are infj, intj, istp, istj, and you got the informative types, which are the isfj, entp, isfp, and enfp. That's what the progression types are looking like. Okay. So let's get back to it. Patrick Mahomes. Fast talking motherfucker.
Combat what we do and taking the easy completion, not always going for the home run. But at the same time, I want to keep some of that. I want to keep that mindset of I'm going to give guys chances to make plays. I'm going to throw it. I'm still going to go through my reads and look for that big alert guy down
He's so fast talking.
The middle of the field because he might just be open.
All right, let's go to hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. That's another huge mic drop moment. What do you remember most from that?
It was surreal. I mean, that's the best way to explain it. I remember we win, and then just like everybody storms the field with their photos and everything like that, and you just try to take it in. You try to take in those moments, and it was really cool. The end of that game was crazy. I feel like I didn't play my best football, but at the end, we kind of pulled together and found a way to win it. But it's a moment and a feeling that you want to get back to, and it's something that I'm trying to work on this year.
Okay, so what changes when you go from Patrick Mahomes, NFL quarterback, to Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl winning NFL quarterback?
A lot more commercials. I think that's the biggest thing. No, it's the off seasons are definitely fun. I get to be a part of a lot of different things. Get to go to golf tournaments. Get to shoot commercials. But at the end of the day, it's just playing football. You just love it. You get to go back home and train and get better and better. But you definitely want to do whatever you can to lift that trophy up again, and that's something that you have to continue to work at.
I love that you bring up the golf tournament because I was going to go there eventually, but let us talk about the match right quick. So you, Josh Allen, going against Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it has to be fun to play against them, one, on the field, but it seems like there's a camaraderie there, too, of like one generation versus the next. How would you describe what that's like from a personal level?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, Tom and Aaron, I've got to kind of hang out and be around them several times now, and they're great guys, man. They really have a great understanding for this league.
Oh, this guy is coming off very affiliative.
Of this game, and want to pass on their knowledge. And so Tom is like, you want to not like Tom, but he's just like the best guy. So it's hard. It's hard to not like him.
Guy. All this, he's just saying the right stuff, man. This guy's affiliative progression.
But to be able to play in golf tournaments and him give me kind of advice and stuff like that, I mean, he's the GOAT. You want to learn from the best. And
gave him a TE title. He's the GOAT.
It's really cool to have that relationship with them.
Talking about relationship, that's affiliative.
The conversations you've had with Tom Brady, you said that he's given you some good advice. What are some of those things that you lean into?
Yeah, the first thing was after the AFC Championship game when we lost to him. I remember, obviously I'm upset, sad, and I'm sitting in the locker room forever. And
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. His ass
to walk out, and he's there waiting, and he could be celebrating. He's going to the Super Bowl and everything like that. And all he said to me, and it wasn't a big thing, he said, hey, just keep doing it how you're doing it. You're doing it the right way. And as a young quarterback,
you're doing it the right way. Tom Brady, yo, affiliative stuff too. Okay, we type Tom Brady, ESTJ. Okay, you're doing things the right way. Okay, that's affiliative.
Out there and play and try to have fun and do whatever you can to put your team in the best position to win. But when the GOAT's saying that and he's saying you're doing it the right way, it kind of shows you that you are doing it the right way. And so that was big for me. And then
authority telling me I'm doing it the right way. Affiliative.
after that, just the conversations of just how he does stuff in the off season versus how he trains in the season and those little things like that. I mean, he won't give me all the secrets yet, but hopefully one day I'll get all the secrets and kind of can put those into my game.
Maybe when he actually
he talks fast. Jesus.
retires.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat him. So as long as I can play a little bit longer, I might be able to beat him before he retires.
I'm trying to beat him, trying to get achievement here.
Okay. What have you learned from him off the field? And then tell me what you learned from him just watching him on the field.
Yeah, well, off the field, you learn how to manage kind of everything. Like, you want to be able to be a family man and be with your family, and you want to be able to do these different things.
Be with your family. That's affiliative. Okay, he's affiliative. Okay. Patrick Mahomes is affiliative. He's saying the right things. Okay, so progression, affiliative. That means we're down to isfj, istj, enfp, and infj. Okay, those are the 4 types we're looking at right now because he is progression and affiliative. And we're about to call him direct, so ESFJ will be eliminated, and ENFP will be eliminated soon, and we'll be down to ISTJ or INFJ because he's coming off direct. He's specific, concise, to the point, even though he talks very fast.
Things that where you're going into businesses and helping out and shooting commercials and doing this stuff.
Helping out, affiliative.
But at the same time, keeping football first. And I think that's the greatness in Tom Brady is no matter how much off the field stuff he does, football is always the main priority. And he makes sure to keep it that way. And so you watch that, and then at the same time, you go back to him on the field, and he's always getting better. I feel like every single year he finds something he can get better at, and that's what I want to do. Is I want to keep getting better as my career goes on, so that I can play. Hopefully, maybe not as long as him, but pretty long as well.
Okay, at the age of 27, right? You're 27. Do you see yourself playing at 45?
I'll try to. I just don't know how he does it. I want to play as long as I'm still playing great football. I'll say that, and I think if I can continue to make my
I'm playing great football, that's TFI.
Body in better shape, and I can continue to learn through film study and through the coaches that I have and the players that are
film study. That's systematic
around me. That I'll try to play as long as I can, as long
with the coaches and everybody around me. That's affiliative. Jesus.
Because I don't want a big dip in production. I don't want to be just hanging on. I want to make sure that I'm still playing at a high level.
All right, we got some time before that
happens. I want to make sure I'm still playing at a high level.
So we're not worried about that. Let's talk about the first time that you played against Brady, because this is great. We're walking into our 6th meeting between you two, and like as fans of the game, as people who work in this sport, we love it. But your first time going through it, what do you remember?
I remember there was a little bit of nerves. We were up in New England. I came out and I kind of struggled to miss some easy throws early in the game, just throwing them like 120 miles an hour every single time. And I calmed down finally, and we made it a game.
That's a side. He's a side.
And we got it back to where I believe we were tied, and they had one of those Tom Brady patented late drive down the field, kick a field goal with no time left, and they won. But it was a great battle, and I think I settled in that game, and that's something that I've learned from throughout my entire career.
Mm-hmm. What was that first handshake like? What are you saying there?
Yeah, I mean, at that time, I was so upset that we lost that I don't even remember what I said, but it was just kind of a good luck the rest of the year, hopefully see you.
I'm going to say the right thing. Good luck the rest of the year.
In the playoffs, and
hopefully see you in the playoffs. You're being so affiliative.
And I think you know that. I mean, we ended up seeing them in the playoffs later that year.
Exactly. Wasn't the last time. And since we're going into the 6th meeting, he's up 3-2. What would you say that you've learned in battling a Tom Brady-led team? Because they kind of have a characteristic about them.
Yeah, well, first off, they're going to take advantage of mistakes. I think that's a big thing. I mean, they're going to, if you make a mistake on the field, if I throw an interception, or if you have a fumble, or if something like that happens, he's going to make you pay and get points on the board. And then he's going to manage the game. He's going to make some plays when he needs to make plays. At the same time, he's not going to make that big mistake. So you got to go out there and play a near perfect football game to win. And another thing is, I think everyone knows, is he's never out of it. And I think that's something that I try to pride myself on as well, is never being out of the game.
I try to pride myself on. That's TFI. That's 5 points for TFI. So we be down to ISTJ and ENFP because he is TFI. He's direct, but we're going to keep going.
So whenever you play against a Tom Brady-led team, you make sure you kind of keep that foot down and you keep that foot down on the pedal and try to do whatever you can to finish the game off.
Let's talk about you and where you stand just in like the history of the NFL, because you're at this point now where you're not old, but you're not young.
Yeah.
You're a guy that kids are like at home playing Madden with, that guys are trying to imitate in the backyard. At what point do you become a veteran? Do you feel like one?
I feel like a veteran just in the sense of my locker room is so young. We have a lot of young players, a lot of new players. And so I feel like I'm one of those guys. I think I'm like the third or fourth oldest or longest tenured player on the Chiefs.
Tenure, that's an SI statement. And affiliate. Damn, you affiliate, dude.
I've been here for 6 years now, and I've learned a lot from the guys and the leaders before me.
Learned a lot from the guys and the leaders before me. My Lord.
I feel young at heart, but in this locker room, I feel like a veteran. I try to pass on that knowledge to everybody and kind of get everybody ready to roll.
Do you ever think
about... Try to pass
about...
my knowledge to everybody. Try to get everybody on the roll. Doing the right thing.
The fact that you are playing a role in the evolution of the game?
I think about it a little bit, but at the same time, I just try to go out there and compete. I think that's what you see on the football field. If it's the sidearm throws or if it's the scrambling around and making stuff happen, it's that I'm trying to go out there and win. I'm not trying to show off or do anything like that. It's just trying to be a competitor and win a football game. And it's definitely, you see more and more quarterbacks being able to do that. And I think it's more of the coaches and the people that put the quarterback in those positions. They want guys that want to go out there and compete at the end of the day.
Okay, let me ask you this.
People want, he's been saying that a couple times now. That would be NE. But he said some SE there too. So him 4 point with SE.
Real. You're a high school coach, okay, and you're teaching a kid how to play quarterback. Do you show them the sidearm throws? Are you letting them like go out and do their thing? Like, how would you coach up a kid these days?
So I always go back to the fundamentals first.
Okay. I always go back to the fundamentals. That is systematic.
You got to perfect those, and once they perfect the fundamentals, I tell them you can have some fun and try some stuff out. But they got to know if they try some stuff out and it's bad, I'm going to get on them, and they're not going to be able to do it again. So that's how I was taught with Coach Reed.
So that's how I was taught. So I'm going to do the same thing that worked for me. That's SI again. Work for me in the past. Will work again. That's an SI approach.
Coach Bienemy, and then with Coach Kingsbury in college, and then Coach Cook, my high school.
See, everybody did this for me. That's SI, and that's T name drops.
Football coaches, as long as it worked, they were fine with it. But if it didn't work, I wasn't allowed to do it again.
Okay, so it clearly has been working.
I wasn't allowed to do it again. I wasn't allowed to do it again. So that's a feeling, man. Probably mad people don't care about not allowed. They just gonna do it.
Yeah, there's been a couple instances where I throw it and you kind of see me. I'm like, that was too much. That was a little too much.
Let's talk a little bit more about improvisation because you're so great at it. What are you looking at reading, reacting? Like, what's going on in Patrick Mahomes' mind when you're coming up with some of those plays that we have never seen put on film before?
Well, Coach Reed does a good job of letting us kind of have that creativity. We draw up these plays, and then we'll actually go out there and practice them on the side. When special teams are going, you'll see Travis come up with ideas. You'll see Coach Nagy. You'll see Coach Bienemy. You'll see all of us kind of work together to kind of come up with these shovel passes.
Affiliative.
Or these fake quarterback motions and all this different type of stuff because we want to keep taking the game to the next level. I mean, defenses are good in this league. A lot of great defenses, and you don't want to just be stagnant and be satisfied with where you're at. You want to keep evolving, and that's something that we really take pride in.
Mm-hmm. How is Patrick Mahomes now, being the veteran in the locker room, different from the guy who stepped into the NFL in 2017?
I don't think I'm that much different other than I get to talk a little bit more than I used to. I'm still in the locker room, shooting basketball, kind of joking around. I'll still play PlayStation every once in a while, Xbox with some of the guys whenever Sterling's asleep and I can kind of get some free time. I'm still a young kid at heart. But when you're in the locker room, you got to be serious. I'm that guy that kind of starts us off being serious and getting us locked in.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
We have to handle business.
Another mic drop moment that I forgot to mention is the fact that you're a father. I mean, just having a daughter. And I remember talking to you about 8 months ago, maybe it was January, and you were saying, listen, my daughter's got an arm. She's like throwing things, and we're leaning into it. How is her development now? She's still showing you some athlete tendencies?
Oh, 100%. I think the better thing than even having the arm, because she still has the arm. She still can chunk the baseball or whatever ball she has throughout the whole entire living room. But She got up to a soccer ball now and she like kicks it, but we didn't teach her that. I think she just watched us go into soccer games and learned that if you see a soccer ball laying around, she'll kick it, dribble it down. And I think she's a natural athlete, and hopefully my son's the same way when he comes here in November or December.
That might literally be the cutest gender reveal I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Like, I'm just gonna wake up every morning and watch it now.
Hopefully my son is. I'll hit him for one strike, but he's concrete, dude. This guy's concrete. You can always tell when it's concrete because it's like really dry, no metaphors, no figurative expression, no philosophies, no what could happen, no anything. It's just blang, 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 blang.
Watching you jump into the pool and be so excited. So what kind of stage dad are you going to be? Like if your son decides to play basketball, football, or any of the sports that you played?
I'm going to stay out of the way. I think that's going to be the best thing for me. I'm going to help teach my son, my daughter, all the fundamentals and whatever they want to learn. But
fundamentals, that's systematic. Whatever they want to learn, it's any.
At the same time, I want to stay out of the way and let it be about
open
them.
For the possibilities.
That's what my dad did growing up. That's what my parents did. That's
what my dad did, and now I'm doing it to them. Okay, that's SI to you. They do the same thing. That's always worked. If it worked for me, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Let it be about me and let me just go out there and have fun. Didn't pressure me to do anything. And I think that's why I'm in the position I am today.
Mm-hmm.
See?
The idols that Patrick Mahomes had growing up, what would they be? You played so many different sports and you can probably take something from different players, but now you're the guy that everyone looks up to. I'm just curious who were the ones for you.
Yeah, so early it was Alex Rodriguez. I was a baseball player. I played shortstop. I was taller. So he was
baseball player. I was taller. SI.
First shortstop that I looked up to. My dad played on the Rangers with him, so I got to see that. And then in basketball, I'd probably say it was actually LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony. I was a big Carmelo fan growing up, so I watched him play. And then football, it was Brett Favre, and then it was Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that was those style of play, and I watched Aaron all the way through college, and I still watch him to this day because I feel like I have a similar style to him. And it helps me kind of go out there and use that creativity that you see Brett and you saw Aaron use.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Tom.
I love Tom. I love Tom, but I was a Cowboys fan growing up, and Tom was always winning with the Patriots, so I couldn't love him too much.
Becoming a father, how does that change?
I love him. I feel it. Just say you don't like Tom Brady. Just say it.
Who Patrick Mahomes is at heart.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is when you go home, you just have to you have to put on that game face again. You have some long days up here at the facility. But whenever you're home and you're with your daughter and my son when he gets here, you have to be dad. You have to be energized, ready to play.
Taking on roles. Come on.
Sterling has a ton of energy, and she loves to run around and do everything. And I mean, it makes you happy just to be around someone that just enjoys every single day like that.
Which game face is harder to put on?
Oh, I think sometimes it's at home. Sometimes you're tired, and I know
sometimes
Brittany's
you're tired.
She
That's hard.
Does a great game face as well. Being pregnant and having a 1.5, almost getting ready to be 2-year-old. She puts on a great game face as well. But yeah, you get home, you're tired sometimes. You want to just lay on the couch, and Sterling does not play that. She wants to go out there and play at all times.
Okay, we're done here. With that being said, Patrick Mahomes is ISTJ. Okay, let's go to the thing. Go ahead and finish him off. So he was direct. Okay, he's specific, concise, to the point. He just speaks really fast. That's usually a characteristic of progression types. When people talk really fast, probably 7 times out of 10 they're progression type. He's a TFI user. Okay, he cares about what's important to him. He cares about outside sources. He name drops. He's SINE, so he's all about following things that have worked before. He talked about that. He's going to do the same thing that worked for him when he coaches somebody. He's going to do the same thing to his children that worked for him. So he's SI, and he talks about being, SI type things like being tired and whatnot. He seems pretty systematic as well. Obviously, being a leader of a football team, you need to be systematic, and you need to be affiliated. That's why they always say the same damn thing. You get them up there, they say the same thing. You get Tom Brady up there, he's saying the same thing. Even if he lost the game, he's just saying the same thing, and he's concrete. He has no abstractions at all. Okay, I mean, the only thing that was abstract was his son coming is gonna be born in a couple years or so. I mean, in a couple months. Like that was the only thing I abstract from him, and he's responding. Okay, so that's ISTJ for you. So Patrick Mahomes, ISTJ. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, let's check out the chart. And like we said, we went over it. He's ISTJ. This is a fun one. I like Patrick Mahomes. It looks as though SJs and SP owns the sports world. But this is Mongolian Mindset, and we're out.